Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today, I have a 4v4 custom match here on the most amazing map of all of Supreme Commanderdom. It is SETON's Clutch. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the Northeast, ending with Team 2 in the Southwest. Starting off with Team 1's Rearguard slot player, we have in Royal Purple Insidious Noob as an Aeon. He is a 1900 to his west. In the Beats position, we have in Batman Gray L to the Aeon. He is not Aeon to belie any sort of naming convention for him. He is a Cyber in this match. He is a 1700. And in the middle causeway position for Team 1, we have Control K as a Seraphim in lightest red pink. He is an 1800. Hopefully he will not Control K this game. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll just have to watch and see. And last but not least, for Team 1 in the Cliff position, we have in Chevy Crimson, the highest rated player on the game, both on their side of the map and in the game overall, is the Wiki. He is a Cybern for this match at an 2800 rating. And he is going as a Cyber in this match, which means Team 1 lacks UEF tech, but they do have 2 Cyberns instead, and 1 Seraphim and 1 Aeon to boot. Starting off with Team 2's regular side play, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it's coming home as an Aeon, so it is Aeon v Aeon in the air fights this game. He is a 2000 rated. To the east, we have in Forest Green already making his way to the middle of the map. We have Delhi. He is a Cybern, and he is a 1900, which means it is a Cybern v Cybern in the South Pond. In the middle causeway here for Team 2, we have in Rust, the Aeon player of Nuggets. He is a 2200 rated, and again, he is as an Aeon this game, which means it is a Seraphim versus an Aeon in the middle. And last but not least, there for Team 2 in the clip position in the west is Glum. He is a Seraphim this match. He is an orange, the color orange, as a 2000 rated. Oh, I will point out that Nuggets is the highest rated player on his team at 2200. Glum is a 2000 rated player, and he is a Seraphim this match, which means for the Northern Pond, it is a Seraphim versus a Cybern, which means for the entirety of this game, there are no UEF players. I think it's very rare. I mean, somebody probably can correct me down in the comments, for a UEF to not make an appearance in SETONs. I feel like UEF is, I mean, all of them are staples, but specifically UEF, you got those beautiful Neptunes, you have the beautiful Mavers, you have the beautiful Satellites, you have the beautiful Perseus, all those lovely units not making their appearance in this game, unfortunately, but that is okay. Let's go ahead and take a look, of course, at the conflict in the middle of the map. We have Control K already grabbing the 2 Salem wrecks on the northern side of the causeway, and we do see that Nuggets is going for the wrecks in the middle. We do see that Team 1's L to the Aeon is inbound. Same here with Delhi. No, it's not spy plane. Air scout inbound from Wiki to get some intel going for his team. And it does look like L to the Aeon will barely beat Delhi for support. Just barely, it looks like. Not too much. Actually, it looks like Delhi might support before L to the Aeon. Well, we'll get there before L to the Aeon, just because these units, or these comms, are actually moving closer to Team 2's side. And again, they're more focused on that reclaim, as they should be. You want to get those early mechs upgrades quick and fast to scale eco as fast as possible. Transport with some engineers outbound from the Wiki protects it with those interceptors and does land and claim that island. We do see that his mirror in the west here for Glum already has his island claimed, and Mex is built. In the middle, of course, it is a 4-comm affair. We have 2 Cyberns, 1 Aeon, 1 Seraphim. We could have had a UEF. Unfortunately, there are none in this game. Lots of Zooey support inbound from Control K will keep Team 2's comms on their toes, or moving on their feet, or in their little chassis chair, whatever the inside cockpit looks like for those comms. Eldred Aeon still again focusing on getting that reclaim. And now we see Control K has dropped just barely above 50% of his hit points, but he has a lot of support inbound. We also see, or at least we saw Sloan just get eviscerated by Nuggets. Nuggets actually drops below 50% of his hit points just due to all of these shots raining in. He can only dodge for so long before some stray shot does hit him. We see a couple of interceptors hanging out here in the south. Looks like the engineers do get dropped down here, getting a nice little land factory to pump out more support. And, of course, factory's not actually started yet here for the wiki. Factory has been started for Delhi. Factory is about to be finished here for Glum. And factory is online for L to the Aeon. Of course, Navy takes a little bit longer to get up and running. We do see the Aurora using their hover advantage to great effect, being able to, again, have better range and better utility, but they lack in hit points. You see that Nuggets is going for the range upgrade first, and it will finish. Unfortunately, he probably is thinking that he probably wanted that speed upgrade first. Now that these units are moving in to range, speed upgrade immediately canceled. Doesn't want to get bombarded by those Zooey shots, but with the range upgrade, he'll be able to deal with those T1 artillery units a lot easier. Words are hard. English, especially English. English words are hard. You see a couple of scouting tridents here for Team 1's L to the Aeon, and counter tridents here for Delhi, just kind of running around the pond. There are lots of pond for those tiny little boats, but it's not going to feel like a big pond here shortly with, of course, T2 and T3 coming online soon. Gun speed is almost done and is done for Nuggets. Will he go for the advanced range? Will he go for Aeon Sniper Commander? But I don't think he will. I don't think he wants to invest too much in the comm, at least this early. Transport with some Zooies being escorted by Glum. We do see a couple of air scouts trying to make sure there's no sort of intelligence on those units. It does look like it gets pinged. We do see interceptor, or not interceptor slash some radar signature, some air radar is being pinged. T2 Pigeon is being built. Air facility is being constructed, and the T2 land facility is online, and unfortunately that Pigeon is gone. T1 PD has been built. A couple of mixes will go offline. There goes that one. We do see those engineers trying to hurriedly chase after those Zooey to reclaim them. Looks like they grabbed, I think, maybe one of them. Another T2 mix taken offline. Interceptor fight over here between both of these teams. Team 1 will win that fight. Isn't really a huge concern because they are interceptors. It is nice to have some sort of air, at least this early, but still, a couple of those Zooies break off from the main group. We do see some of them going for some backline mexes for Control K, and some of them going for the mexes for L to the Aeon. That's really not going to help his naval game. A couple of flares spammed out by Insidious Noob, actually, to be able to assist with defense over here. T3 Air, of course, online before 10 minutes. T3 Air online for Team 2 as well. I'm assuming it was probably about 9 minutes is when it ticked over to T3 Air. I would presume this is one of those maps, same with Dual Gap, where it can be essentially, figured out to the second of, okay, I build this unit there, built that upgrade then, traveled this far over, that kind of thing. Like really mathed out exactly, which I bet there are some players that really enjoy doing that. I'm one of those players that, yeah, it's cool that you can do that, but it's not as enjoyable. Then it just becomes, can you build it as fast as possible? It kind of reminds me of Frostpunk in that way, where you can kind of gamify it in a way to where you're like, okay, I need to go for those unit, or go for that structure, then that structure, and then do this, and then it's very much formulaic, especially for doing it on the higher difficulties, which I am excited for Frostpunk 2 coming out. It should have been released a couple months ago, but they did delay it just because they wanted to improve some of the functionality reports back from the beta. That is what I do appreciate about some developers. They have a beta, they have some early release, and they go, you know what? You're right. That sucks. We're going to make it better. You're going to have to wait a little longer for it, but we're going to make it better. And I feel like I would rather wait for a game to be better than for a game to come out crappy and then complain and then maybe get the update that it needs. Almost like another game that came out recently, and if you follow gaming news, you probably know what that game is. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. That everything is, I think, not necessarily everything's wrong with it, but execution was bad, coverage was bad. I'd say maybe it was a 5 out of 10 based on the gameplay I've seen and reviews from other people that I've read and listened to. Is not great. It's, not necessarily a Han Solo wannabe, but kinda. Anyway, that's my little rant about that game. I have not played it, and I probably won't play it until more updates come out with it to fix a lot of the bugs. which will probably be months knowing that company. Anyway, we do see tactical missile has been started and now stopped for Control K. He has T2 engineering suite on board. Looks like he's restarted, needed to fix his mass income. I would assume he does. Repair, of course, from that incursion from Glum. And now we see a little bit of the effects here because of a couple of mexes being taken offline by Glum against his opponent in the naval game. We see these Tridents, we see these Haasi, the Team 1 frigates starting to try to naval lock Team 1 this early. We do see very similar posturing over here in the middle. And I love this, just a couple of spam facilities in the southeastern corner of the map, just backups just in case those main facilities do come offline for some reason. T2 is online in the Naval Department and Salems are being produced. T2 not online as of yet. Not as of yet. I don't think the upgrade will be started for at least maybe a minute or so. T2 Navy also online for Elder Dayan. So Team 1 went for more tech upgrading first, then spam, versus Team 2 going a little bit more spam. We do see T2 is coming online shortly for Delhi. In the middle of the map, it looks like the land engagement has died down for a while, but we do see Control K with the missile on board going to move in and probably start raiding, I would assume, Glum's position, or even his opponent in the land game, Nuggets. You see that is the range of his missile, and he is moving this far over, which does indicate he might be going either for a snipe on Glum's commander, which would be definitely risky just because he'll get one missile off, do a bunch of damage, then the comm will move, or he's going to go after all of the T2 mexes over here, which probably will be the case. We do see that fleet inbound here from the Wiki, and now kind of pincering around the main beach here. You see units inbound from the south and in the east and in the north, constantly just demolishing Team 2's defenses. Are, of course, a couple of spam facilities here going to soak up some damage, and some torp launchers being spammed up, but I don't know if that's really going to keep this attack at bay. It might just be more of a holding position instead of, just actually clobbering the Navy. You see T2 Air is online, and another T2 Air facility online. Cormorant class bombers are being produced, probably going to go after all of those frigates. There's some interceptors nearby, so there is some air support, but not a whole lot. And there are some ASFs nearby as well for its coming home. TACCOM says Glum, and yeah, tactical missile launcher has now been denied by that TMD built by Glum. Glum lost his P-Gen and lost 2 mexes because of it and some hit points. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Ooh. But Team 2 is going to respond by moving some units roughly where they suspect the comm is, just based on range. They think it's right here, which it isn't. There are some bombers inbound, probably going after those frigates, or just going straight after the base. We do see in the north, Team 1 has fought off Team 2's advances. T2 Navy still not online as of yet. Very surprised that the upgrade hasn't even been started yet. And not even an upgrade has been started. Very weird. Bomber was going after the base, does land, go after the TMD, but unfortunately it's not going to do a whole lot in the south. The naval situation not really looking good here for Team 2. A couple of Salems were spammed out though, so those will be able to prevent the total annihilation of the beach position, but yeah, I can see the writing on the wall. T2 Navy facility on the front lines producing cruisers now, and of course cuts down on the huge travel time that does exist between the main facilities of the Wiki and the main facilities of Delhi. That is a huge benefit, cutting down that travel time. It's like using transports to ferry units across the map, except the units are being built right on the doorstep, which always works. A couple of Cormorant class bombers moving in. And there are some ASF here, which are going to just wipe out those bombers very quickly. And I don't think this is a situation that Team 2's naval player of Delhi can come back from. We do see a lot of frigates. Team 2 most likely suspects this is where the comm is. I mean, there's a lot of units sitting around here. Nuggets pings it. So either he saw something or said, hey, I need some support here. There are some restorers online for Nuggets, so the land player has now gone for an air play, at least for some AA gunships. Very, very good choice. He is Aeon. That was, they have some air-to-ground weaponry. It isn't great by any means, but it has really good AA capabilities. So it's kind of a, rock and a hard place. So do you go for the ASFs but not have any air-to-ground, or do you just go for straight gunships? And you can see the gunships can be whittled down eventually, but they just have so many hit points. Facilities falling offline. T2 Navy trying to just stay online. We do see a couple of T2 torp launchers now online. Cruisers are in range here for the Wiki. Looks like the restorers are going to go for those. Interceptors inbound from Control K, but that restore ball is a little bit too strong for a couple of those cruisers, and we do see the ASFs are moving in. We could have the first major airfight over the Navy, and it is the major airfight of the game so far. I think Team 1 barely has it. Not by much, though. The AA on board those restorers is very powerful, and looks like the ASFs from Team 2, it's coming home, were drawn away from that restorer ball, and Team 1 will have air control for at least a time being with that amount of ASFs. ASFs are moving in to go after those restorers. Restorers on full retreat, and they do all get shot down, unfortunately. There is some AA in the vicinity. A couple of Team 1s, it looks like, but there are more ASFs moving in. But it looks like Insidious Noob sacrificed a little bit more of his ASFs for getting all of those restorers destroyed, because you don't want a restorer ball, or at least a huge one, to form, because those are deadly for anything. It's good luck essentially dealing with all of that missile fire. Facilities trying to stay online, but again, this is just containment protocol so far here for the Wiki, just keeping Team 2's deli contained. He can't fight back. This means he can completely focus on just scaling his eco more, getting even T3 Navy if he really wants to. I don't think he will, given the fact that he's put this much pressure already on on Delhi's commander and, of course, his position. Delhi on the front lines with his commander and Nano with the torpedo launcher upgrade, which means he can fight back personally. That facility is going to go down here shortly. There is some torp defense on board these Salems, but of course there's only so much you can do against a comm that fires a couple of torpedoes and can almost one tap or one volley, one, I don't know what it's called when you fire one burst. Maybe it's a single burst. The frigates. Lots of spam frigates, and now a couple of destroyers online for Glum. T2 is online for him in the Navy deployment, and he has a ton of engineers already online for that build power. That is not the right unit. 96 T2 engineers around those facilities. That's a lot of build power. He's currently sitting at 285 mass per second, and it's coming home sitting at 400 mass overall. Team 1, 1,000.1k mass income, 1,000k, so 1.1k versus 1.1k. No one has died as of yet. We've had a couple of close calls, but nothing too critical. I don't think anybody's dropped into the red as of yet. Delhi's looking a little bit worse for wear just because of those torpedoes on board those Salems. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win this game. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, share this video with your friends, family, and of course your pets, especially your pets. Let's go ahead and check back on the naval side of things. On the northern side, we see, of course, those T2 destroyers from the Seraphim really don't miss most of the time. It's I am accurate 99.9% of the time, pretty much. There are now counter restorers online for Insidious Noob, trying to fight back in his own way. Of course, the destroyers can submerge, which they are currently doing. Great use of faction abilities here from Glum, being like, no, you can't target me with those cruisers, those restorers. Wah. We do see some cruisers online moving into range, and they are swarming those restorers, which they are forced to flee. ASF still holding position over here for Insidious Noob, and Control K sending in his commander. If Team 2 spots this, this will be a kill. They do see the commander. He's on radar. We do see, I don't know if they're going to go for him. Nuggets does ping him, says, hey, there's something going on over here. Looks like Control K is moving in to go after this Trimix position down here in the south. Transport does get shot down as Control K's comm gets just thrown on the ground there. Almost didn't make it. We do see the restorers over here are going to get bodied by all of these Insidious ASF Insidious Noobs ASFs. There we go. I can speak, I swear. T2PD being spanned up very quickly. Control K being forced to just kind of back a little bit off. T1PD also built, again, trying to, again, force this attack back. Couple of shields are going to fall offline. That mech position going to be transferred over. Everything else, actually, over to Nuggets. Looks like Delwich just going to go in a blaze of glory here, just trying to do as much damage as he can. That will probably be the first kill of the game. Either he control Ks, takes out a decent chunk of the Navy, or he gets killed by the Wiki. And of course, at the same time, Team 1's beach player of El de Aeon starting to lose his facilities. Lots of those destroyers and now cruiser missile fire raining in from the back line. There's only so much you can do about that. Unfortunately here for El de Aeon, that facility is not being saved anytime soon. There it goes. Team 2's Delhi still not dead. It drops into the red, still trying to just stave off death. I think he's just going to pump out as many of those torp as he can. Does get a rank inventory though and gets back into the yellow. He's just providing a little bit of a distraction for all those Salems. But still, the Control K, I admire his tenacity, his bravery of just dropping his comm on enemy territory. The thing is that even if Team 2 goes for the kill here, it only benefits Team 1's the Wiki because now he has another base to pull eco from, and now Delhi has been defeated by the Wiki. We knew it was going to happen. I wasn't really concerned about watching him die because he just gave everything over to Nuggets anyways. So it is now officially a 4v3 in favor of the northern team of Team 1. We do see that restore ball getting bigger and bigger for Insidious Noob. And his air grid is pretty much expanded upon. There is a random T3 PGen donated over to the Wiki for some reason. Maybe he needs more power. Oh, look at that little heart. Oh, it's a little not like perfect, but that's cute. Kind of at an angle. Kind of hard to do angles with boxes. A little difficult. We do see that the beach is just being eviscerated now. And of course, as we've seen in other matches, those Salems can walk on land. And that can be devastating. 26 minutes on the clock here. We do see that those missiles are outbound and they're taking out T3 mexes. Control K killing off 8,000 mass with that commander. Another missile outbound. Gonna land, taking out almost that mex. One more missile will take that off. And now Control Ks do happen for El de Aeon. Tries to do as much damage to those destroyers. There's a lot of flak fire and cruiser fire in the mix. And those destroyers are getting eaten alive. Ooh, that's a lot of mass sitting over there in the pond. How much mass overall? Nuggets gets defeated by that experimental down the middle by Control K. By the way, there's about 100,000 mass on the field. And that was due to a chicken. It is now a 3v2 in favor of Team 1 still. Sorry for zooming in and out, in and out, in and out. There is a restore ball going to get now killed off by all that flak. There's also, look, there's a couple of whalers in the mix as well. A little bit better for air to ground, but a lot of those restorers are just eaten alive. ASF's right next door, and they don't decide to engage because Coming Home's ASF are sitting nearby. And now we just see the bombardment of the beach. And now we see that Team 2 starting to suffer a little bit in the APM department, having one less commander than Team 1 alive. We do see units making landfall here against Control K. He spammed up a couple of artillery and PD positions. Actually, the artillery's up here, but the PD positions are down there. Restorers moving in to intercept. There is still a lot of flak to contend with. Going in like that, not the best idea for those restorers. Need to come in all at once and just blitz down all of the AA. It's not looking good down here. Team 2 sitting in a worse way than Team 1. The bombardment has occurred for both sides, but it really favors Team 1 so far. That chicken is defeated, but this base is destroyed. Most of the core mass is gone. Air grid essentially wiped out. We do see, of course, in the northern side of things, this facility will get wiped out here shortly. Lots of artillery and PD. Not a lot of TMD, though. And, of course, the lasers cannot arc, which means they have to have a direct line, no obstructions. And there's a tiny bit of a hill. Not by much. There's just a tiny incline. Tons of engineers moving into the other side of the map. They get spotted by Team 1. We do see that they are inbound. And Insidious is like, I see it. Stop pinging me. And they will drop. And the land incursion will start in the south. Control K still holding out down here. Actually getting some naval facilities for some engineers. And the spam down here for It's Coming Home has started. Air grid not really shielded. There is one shield. Not much, though. I'm assuming he's building more TMD. Lots of mass FAFs surrounding a couple of P-gens and air facilities. And I think the P-gens don't get adjacency. That's not how that works. You can't adjacency a P-gen with a P-gen. It has to be something that takes mass or produces mass, whatever the case may be. We do see that again, the cruiser's proving very annoying. TMD being built, of course, for Volcano's the best TMD in the game, but they can be overwhelmed. You just need to have enough of them and shield coverage to boot. And you can see some missiles do break through. Shields are starting to fall, and all it's going to take is a crack in the armor, and that position is gone. Trimix position in the north being wiped out. Team 1 at 1.1k. Team 2 also at 1.1k. 30 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Control K still holding position, not really willing to flee. We do see that the Wiki still holding position over here to the east. Not really worried about too much. Just hanging out, producing a bug, because why not produce a bug at this point? I'm not a fan of the bug, but that's just me. I'd rather build a donut or a bomber. But again, like I said, that's just me. Bomber, speaking of which, being produced by Control K. In the middle of the map, though, the only issue with that is, well, A, there's a bunch of ASFs inbound. No. I was like, was there an airfight that happened? And no, it wasn't. ASFs come in and wipe out that bomber being constructed. Maybe we'll see the ASFs engage over this base. P-Gen being targeted, going to get some nice AoE from that. Kills off all of those engineers. Oh, ASFs moving in. They're going to kill off the restorers. Will Team 2's ASF engaged? Yes, they will. The big air fight of the game will commence. Restorers going to get wiped out. More restorers up here to the north. It's mainly a restorer air force here. There's a decent amount of ASFs, though, but still, that's going to be a lot of hit points. And you can see, look at the hit points. Look at the count for those ASFs for Team 2 just drop. Getting wiped out by those restorers. That is the danger of the Restore Ball, is there's just so much, hit points on board each of those gunships. It just takes a while. Eventually, the ASFs can chew them up, but look at this. It's essentially a net. I mean, it's a little bit of a net positive for Team 2, but still, that's a lot of ASFs killed for It's Coming Home. We have some bombers over here, fighter bombers from Team 2 moving in to go after some P-Gens, but those don't really get the work that they thought they would get done. And the land and fight still occurring. Those Salems proving very, very useful in just bombarding Team 2's position. Chicken made it all the way through the land. Colossus will intercept that. The secondary air grid for It's Coming Home is down. Fighter bombers inbound from Glum to assist. That Colossus needs to move and go after all of these Salems. That Colossus is receiving most of that artillery fire. It's trying to dodge some of those shells, but it's going to be very difficult. You can see it kind of like wiggling, and we do see that It's Coming Home is microing it decently well. There's only so many shots you can dodge. If it did get a rank in veterancy, so that'll help a little bit. We do see restorers come in and clear out some of them as well with some fighter bomber support. And most of the there it goes. I was gonna say, is it gonna get killed off? That Colossus, almost at 2-star veterancy though. The spam is real from the southern edge though. We do have a couple of Salems bombarding the position now. It's gonna be a little bit, but there's still a lot more Salems and cruisers and frigates and oh my in this pond here. I don't think Team 2 is coming back in Navy in the south. Team 1's not coming back in the Navy in the north. Oh, look at the nonsense. Look at all this look at that. It's like a flower. It's so pretty. Look at all that missile fire. You can see TMD not enough, just breaking through everything. Oh, it's just loads of them being wiped out because they're so grouped, they're so closely knitted together. And we have some fighter bombers just ensuring that all of them are destroyed. That is the advantage of just having the Seraphim in the Navy department, and UEF for that matter, is those cruiser missiles are deadly. They are very, very deadly. Looks like a bug has come over to cause some havoc down here. ASF's moving in to intercept, and that bug is no longer safe, and that bug will get wiped out probably in one pass. There is a lot of AA. Those ASFs are flying over, but that bug is dead. It is on Team 1's, quote, side of the map, so, it's in their territory, so they're able to scoop it back up, but, it's still a loss. The Wiki producing another bug, because why not? Has some strat bombers as well. We have some aircraft carriers for him, just producing more air, probably just for strat bombers. He might be going for a snipe play on either the air grid or the comm of It's Coming Home. Team 1, are you producing any sort of spicy plays? SMD, no real spicy plays. Random transport up there. Bow and what was that? Bow and Omni will be nice. Or by the way, an Omni would be nice. Well, he lost his Omni in the middle and he lost his Omni up here. But he doesn't really have anything. I think he's talking about down here having an Omni. Looks like I don't see any big things. Artillery, more Colossi. No big plays so far in terms of game enders. Anything over here? Lots of engineers spamming out a bunch of engineers. It's like machines building machines. To quote C-3PO, how perverse. Comment down below what movie that one's from. Strat bombers inbound going for the Wiki. Sitting this into some P-gens. That's never a good thing. Those bombers get shot down. I don't really know what they were going for. It looks like they killed off a T3 Max, but I don't really understand what the play was there. Tons of mass on the field to scoop up. Currently sitting at, let's say, 200,000? 257,000. Enough to build anything in the game and then some. Czar says It's Coming Home. Probably produced in the back. No, it's a P-gen. Where is our Czar being built? I don't see a Czar being built anywhere. Did he give a... No, it didn't give me any indication about where it could be. It just says maybe he's talking about building a Czar. Maybe that's what he means. Anyway, it looks like the land fight, I mean, it's kind of a stalemate at this point. With all the spam, it's really keeping Team 1's forces here. It's not able to get onto land and get established. And then all it's doing is buying time for It's Coming Home to build up more and more defenses, Colossi, radar systems, all that sort of thing, artillery. It's really going to prevent any sort of Salem push, at least for the time being. Couple of strat bombers escorting that bug, though. That's not going to help things. Wiki builds another bug, I would presume. Yep, there it is. I just don't see... Oh, there it is. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Paragon has been started by Team 1's Insidious Noob. It will probably finish about 40 or so minutes, I would presume. And I've been sitting at +1 this entire time. Apologies for that. Makes the game go a little bit faster. In some instances, that's a good thing. In some instances, that's not a good thing. I do apologize. Oh, there it is. Okay, the Czar is being built inside of the hillside there. That's why I couldn't find it, because it was hidden from my view. Lots of ASFs waiting. There is that bug that... Oh, that bug's sitting over there. Is that second bug inbound here soon? Yep, that bug is inbound. Does Team 2 just go for it? Team 2's ASF are just going to go for it. That bug is going to be eradicated. That second one is, or third one actually, is going to just probably retreat. It's still moving in. That bug is gone. Lands. Chicken now online here for Control K, building another one. Of course, cuts down on the travel time from his main base. And we do see land incursions and collecting mexes here for the Wiki. You see a radar system about to be annihilated. T3 battleship is online. And not the fighter bomber is inbound for something. I don't know what they were targeting. Maybe the chicken, I would presume. But they missed for the most part. There's just so much flak here. It's going to be really difficult for that donut to do much work at this point. Of course, those cruisers are becoming less and less effective because there's really nothing that Insidious Noob is building at this point. At least in terms of fighting off the land incursion. That Paragon is his main concern, of course. And it's about to tick over into the green. Down in the south there again. It looks like it's now starting to push Team 1's way. More and more Salem's online. 36 of them. And out of those 36, I'd say 28 or so in position, either on land or about to go back into the water. They're returning home. I think the artillery is too much for those Salem's to bear, I think is what's it coming down to. And because there's so many Salem's, they have just a lot of AA on them. I mean, it's not great AA, but it's something. Tons of engineers. Don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere over here. It looks like they've been ferried over here, actually, and they produced a chicken. Oh, that's what they're doing. Second chicken, third chicken, fourth chicken, fifth chicken. Bunch of chickens in the water over there. That Paragon is about to finish. That's going to be huge. Stop L, says Insidious. Oh, I think he's pinging, I think is what L the Aeon's doing. Yep, that's what he's doing. Those cruisers, and not really doing a whole lot. They could push in probably a little bit more, but there's really nothing else that they can go after. There's a lot of AA, but that's not really in range of all of those cruisers. I mean, they could, well, some of them is. Not all of them, but some of them. There are a couple of engineers running around the map distracting all of those missile shots, though. Donut is about to be finished at roughly the same time the Paragon's about to be finished. We do see a nice little spy plane getting shot down by some frigates, and those groups of engineers are inbound. 2 chickens moving into position. Does Team 1 even know what's going on over here? Oh, yeah, they know. They know. Look at all those engineers. I wonder what they're doing. Will they see the... Oh, yeah, if they're looking at it, they'll see the lines to build those experimentals. That's so many. How many engineers do you have, Glum? Just how many? 155 T3 engineers. And most of them are over here, but there's a decent amount of them on this western edge next to his base. 41 minutes on the clock here. That Paragon is completed, and the infinite money glitch has been started. There it is in all of its glory. Oh, sorry. In all of its glory. Pretty much everything transferred over to Wiki because he doesn't need it anymore. And, of course, the best thing for your wallet is to have a bottomless reserve of money. Bottomless, air quotes. Strap bombers are positioning. Team 2 probably aware of it. Oh, they have an eye on it, so it's built. They know it's there. I feel like they're going to do a strap bomber chicken push is probably what's going to happen. 3 chickens are online. If they can go north and go around, that might be enough. The only issue is going to be, is Team 1, do you have an adequate defense? There is a bug, so that's something. But there's not a lot of direct fire weaponry to be able to deal with all these chickens inbound. There's no experimentals, obviously, bar that bug. There is some salvations about to be started down here. I'm assuming there's some salvation somewhere. Insidious builds another experimental. It is a Colossus, so that's what he's using for defense, are Colossi. So that answers my question about what he's going to use for defense. The line of red, again, slowly making its march westward. Looks like it's slowing down again. Strap bombers building up. Might be sniping that air grid here shortly. There's really not a lot of AA here for It's Coming Home. He only has 9 Myrmidons. To be fair, he is Aeon, so he probably has some some Aeon T3 AA, but I don't really see much in that way. Chicken being built. There's still 1 chicken running around for Control K. Lots of strap bombers. Looks like they're inbound over here to the north. Donut moving in. Looks like all of this... That's why the Salem's left. They're like, we won the south. We'll move to the north. Look at all of that nonsense just invading the northern pond. Only Sirens can do that. That is just insane. ASF's fighting over the group of donuts and chickens. 1 chicken is destroyed. But those bugs, the 3 of them are annihilated. ASF's going to push in. Don't know where they want to go, where they're going. We do see a Colossus has emerged. Donut is inbound. Team 1's ASF. AA, where are you? Not the fighter bombers inbound. Are they going to snipe that Paragon? There's a decent amount of shielding. And there are more artillery being built. 2 of them already close to being in the green. We do see strap bombers are making their way in. Not the fighter bombers coming to pierce the shields. Bombs are dropping. There is some AA. Oh, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? The shield does fall, but it's not going to be enough. The Paragon is still alive. The donut is inbound, though. That's not going to be great. ASFs will take a little bit to chew through that. You got to go straight for that Paragon. There's no waiting around. But the shield is not regen fully yet, which means it might not make it. It's not going to make it. It's going to crash right on top of Insidious Noob. Oh, Oh, it's not going to... He has 500 hit points remaining. Oh, he's going to be happy about having that T3 engineering suite on board. Bug is killed off. Colossi built. Salvation has been finished. This one about to finish as well. And the air grid has been targeted and destroyed by those strat bombers, at least most of it, and the Salvation assistance as well. 45 minutes on the clock. Those Salem's moving in. And that is going to be the end of Team 2's Navy in the north. Oh, that donut. Oh, that donut not killing off Insidious Nuke. That's rough. I mean, granted, had he died, everything would be transferred over to the wiki anyways. But the Paragon staying alive and the donut not making it, it's just got to hurt. Elder to Aeon looks, and he's like, yeah, it's just, look at this wave of Salem's little Beach 1 Navy. Says Elder to Aeon. Well, no. But kind of. Not the Navy, says Nuggets. And it's just going to be a wipe of the Navy here for Team 2's Glum. Glum actually making it on the land. Going to start going after all of these Salem-class destroyers. There's a lot of fire here. He has some Voltu gunships as well to boot. He is going to drop hit points very quickly here. He's going to try to make it underneath the surface. But even if he does, he still has torpedoes. And there he goes. Team 2 loses another player at 46 minutes, dropping this game to a 3v1. And with that, It's Coming Home is the sole remaining player of Team 2. Second, Donut coming online for It's Coming Home, but doesn't really have much at his disposal. Team 1, 1K mass income. Team 2, 1,000, not even 1,000 mass per second. The Paragon not really being used to its full range, just because everyone's focused on getting the air grid back up. Lots of AA being wiped out by those Colossi. Salem's dealt with most of the whatever this the Colossus cruiser stack is. Oh, there it goes. All those cruisers are gone. Salem's breaching the north. In the south, still not really going Team 2's way. Bomber is being built now by Control K. 46 minutes. I think it's time for me to speed this game up to just +1. Reducing it, attempt on the ground. And there is a desync, but at this point, you can pretty much tell what side is going to win. I mean, It's Coming Home. I mean, he could try to pull it out, but with the Salem push in the north, plus the Paragon being online, plus Navy essentially knocked out, there's really nothing that Team 2 can do. There is a donut, but most of the air grid is gone. I don't think it's going to really go any differently from this at this point. Let me know down in the comments if you think it might, but I highly doubt it at this point. Those Salem's over here have been dispatched, but there's still more over here wiping out It's Coming Home's second base, because this one is gone and this one is gone. We do see again a nice little line of Selens moving in, but they're being grabbed by that big giant Colossus, and a couple of Autumns do make it through. Insidious moving in to intercept them personally. Well, Overcharge kills off one instantly, and the second one will be wiped out before it kills off Insidious Noob. And here comes those Salem's down this western edge and down the middle. And looks like Strat Bombers are inbound, possibly going to snipe the commander of It's Coming Home. They see the target. The target is in range. They're about to drop bombs. Here they go. Kills off some PD. Most of them actually didn't even land or even drop, surprisingly. Only some of them dropped. G2 transport moving in to pick up the commander. Needs to get out of there. There it goes. Commander is on board a transport. Bombers over here going after some P-gens. That's going to hurt the energy reserves of It's Coming Home. Transport? Okay, there it goes. I was wondering what he was doing with it. Salem's moving in, crushing Glum's old position. Teleporter has been started by Control K, going up decently quick. He has a bomber online. It looks like It's Coming Home's going to go this way. Oh, what is that attack vector? That is interesting. He's just bombing all the reclaim, I guess. Transport still moving. Engineers reclaiming some spy planes. Never see that. Don't really see that every day. The comm is moving north. We're going to run into some Salem's. That's not going to be good for your health there. Transport has already been hit with a couple of shots, and there goes the transport in the yellow, in the red, and there it goes. Last remaining player on Team 2 has been eliminated by Salem AA, and that is the game, folks. Almost 50 minutes, and Team 1 wins the game. MVP for this game. I mean, the Paragon didn't really come into play as much as it could have. I mean, the Paragon actually was about to be lasered by the donut. But again, even if the Paragon was destroyed, the Wiki was in such a good position down here with tons of pressure. It's really hard to... I mean, I don't want to just give it to the highest rated player in the game. I mean, they do make a huge impact in the game. And there wasn't any like big special plays out from him. I do like the ballsiness of Control K transporting his comm down here. He did help assist with the land pressure. He wasn't a main player, but he definitely assisted a decent amount with his chickens and all of his Team 1 spam. It's just, I don't think there was one outstanding player for Team 1 in terms of like this player did a big move or a big thing. There was definitely interesting plays and very standard plays, but let me know down in the comments who you think deserves MVP, because I can't make a choice. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much for watching to the very end of this video. And of course, I'll see all of you in the next one.